Well, I've got spare parts from my last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remembered it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be a perfect fit, 'cause I got spare parts. Took a piece of you, like lovers often do. I'll try to make it good as new, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts. What's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare.
From Epping, New Hampshire, home of three of New Hampshire's governors, Morrill, Plummer, and Prescott. Politicking with Mr. B. You want it, you got it, whether you want it or not. I'm here, and we're going to be doing a hell of a show tonight. We are going to have a number of things going on over here. It's going to be a regular sort of three-ring circus, but it's going to be a real cool one. I pray I'm able to get a hold of them or have them get a hold of us. Some people down in Florida who are going to call in live and give us reports from what their situation was, where they are in location. We also are going to have, aside of me, there's going to be a live feed for as long as it stays up and running, video presentation you'll be seeing live from different areas in Florida where the hurricane's supposed to be coming in and attacking and doing these sorts of things. Got a number of things that are coming on over here. But in the meantime, before we go on with anything else, I certainly hope, because I know my engineer is hustling and bustling and clicking and whizzing and turning around, all spinning things, whatever else, getting things going for us. Mr. Blazeman, can you run up the colors for us? Because we got a show to do. We're going to get this on the road. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And when I say all, I mean every single person here who is in the United States, male, female, what skin color or where your people in the world have come from, as long as you're here legally. If you are here legally, whether you were born here or came in here, immigrated, or you're visiting, you have visitors visas, or you've been naturalized American citizens, fantastic. If you are here illegally, you are breaking the law. You do not belong. You are cheating. You are hurting other people who came here and did things right. Please go out and come back the right way. Do things the right way. Do things the fair way. That is the American way. You want to be here? You want to have and enjoy the pleasures and the blessings of liberty and the American way of life. Do it and do it right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have we're going to be having Mr. Blazeman when he gets it. They're going to be putting up a link over in the comments section. You'll be able to click on it. We are now not only video, we're also transmitting on radio, literally around the world. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You got Politicking with Mr. B, not just on good old-fashioned 10 or 15 or however many, however many platforms we got. We are now on FFN radio as well, and we are transmitting literally around the world. We had a show yesterday, and we had things literally from all over the place. We couldn't believe the listeners that we had tuning in. So we're gonna be putting it up. We have a live DJ link that I'll be putting in, and if you go into it, at the bottom left corner, I believe like a little a record player, where you click on that, and that will bring you into being able to listen wherever you are in the world. When we're transmitting, you click on that, and boom, just follow the link and do that, and you'll be able to hear us if you can't hear. It's a good thing to put it. You've got your car with your fancy radio systems and things like that. Maybe you might link up with your through your phone and so forth. Do that. So while you're driving, if you're caught in traffic or on a long road haul, you can go ahead, tune in and listen to Mr. B or whatever else we have that's on for programming. So we've got all of that stuff going on. Mr. B man, do we have the live feed video available? Is that in sync? There we are. Okay. Right now you're looking at Daytona Beach. It's gonna roll around from Daytona, Sarasota, I believe Port Canaveral. I believe down in Miami as well. I'm not sure. I believe it might be in Miami, but you're looking at all the areas, absolutely live feed, so you can see this is it live as it's happening. You can't get any liver than this, rather unless you're being out there standing there on. Looks like Clearwater, Florida's cameras are now offline. Something must have happened terrible down there. We hope and we pray that the people down in Clearwater area are in good spirits, and they are not. And they are not injured. Live in Naples, Florida. Have a look at this. Look at the size of that.
The camera's not out in that part of the town, B. It's just dark. Can't see.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good then. Thank God. And Crystal River, Florida. Look at that over there. Wow. I mean, it's amazing.
It looks pretty calm right now.
Yeah, just say it looks like they're just having a little bit of a little bit of wind and a rainstorm, and that's it. This is just a very, very tip, apparently, of a hideous iceberg that's coming at them. Hudson, Florida. Pretty dark. It's gonna look like it's kind of looks like it's fogged in a little bit if we're not. Palmetto, Florida, home of the palmetto bug. The reason why my family never went down to live in Florida. My mother does not like palmetto bugs. All right. So we have that going on over here. We got the live camera. You know about the live radio program. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it would seem that no matter what happens, in the face of what's going on or whatever else, for some odd reason or another, Kamala Harris and the Biden administration just can't seem to get the truth out of their mouths. Most recently, we've had situations, terrible situations, with victims of the last hurricane that went through, and in the North Carolina area, particularly, very seriously, very heavy damage and so forth. And they have been having nothing but problems reportedly with the FEMA people. And fortunately for the world, there are such things as TikToks that are available, because apparently everything that is being reported and is being confirmed by more than one source, all of these things that are out there, and the Biden and Harris administration keeps saying, "Oh no, it's all lies. It's misinformation. Oh no, you haven't got your facts straight. You know, it's all misinformation." And they whatever her name, Karine Jean, whatever, Pierre person, whatever else, the press secretary, keeps turning around and saying, "Oh, it's misinformation," and then running away from the cameras. We have had reports and reports and reports and reports of people that are bringing in relief, food, medical supplies, clothing, cleaning stuff, whatever. And they're getting turned around and they're getting bossed around and shoved around by people who say that they're from the FEMA people and they can't be there. And if they continue doing what they're doing, then they're going to have them bound up and arrested. And by the way, they're going to take and impound all of the goods that these people are bringing in: chainsaws, generators, gasoline, food, all of these things that people are bringing in, because the federal government has been nowhere to be found in especially these outlying areas. So all of the people, they're coming together. They are coming together, and it is a wonderful thing to see that people without, and they're saying, you know what, we don't want government. You're putting everything into red tape, and you're making all kinds of problems, and this and that. You know what, government, get the hell out of here. Our neighbors are coming to help us, and these Christian groups and these other benevolent groups and societies are bringing things in, and they're helping us out. There are people who happen to be of the means. They own their own helicopters, private individuals, and they're going down and they are volunteering and they are loading their machinery up and bringing in and dropping off supplies and so forth and rescuing people, and the FEMA people continue to get in the way. And now, praise the Lord, Joe Biden, in his infinite wisdom, finally got off his fat fucking ass. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. Finally got off his fat fucking ass off the beach, and has actually taken and ordered to have some National Guard go in. But how much? Is it, and where are they going? Of course, are they going out into the outlying areas where they're needed, where people still need to be rescued, where bodies still need to be dug up and dealt with? Of course not. Of course not. And of course, stirring the pot, all of it, is the FEMA people. Well, I don't know. If we ever had a problem like this before? Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Hawaii, and the people are being told, oh well, you know what? We're FEMA, and you're going to get $750 a piece. Well, Lottie fucking duh over that. And by the way, the people tell them, oh, you have to go online, fill this paperwork out. And oh, by the way, if we don't think that you qualify, you're not going to get the relief that you're supposed to be getting. $50 a person, a maybe. And what they're not telling everybody about, what they're trying to hide, is they make the people sign paperwork that says it is a loan. They must pay the money back to the government. These are American citizens who have worked, lived, and built this country and served it, protected it, loved it, and lived in peace in it, and been good stewards of the American way of life, and their own government is shoving it up their ass. What a horrible, horrible thing. And still, Kamala Harris turns around and looks at the cameras and looks at the press people and gives interviews and says, oh no, this isn't happening. We're giving all these people and doing all this wonderful, wonderful, marvelous things. And what happens? What happens? People are still buying the bullshit. For the most part. We'll get into more of this later. Later, we have some video. Now, we are concerned, of course, most definitely concerned with what is going on down in Florida. I want to take some time because I know from life experience what it's like going through catastrophic hurricanes. We have a little bit of video that steps back to 1985 when Hurricane Gloria came up through the New England area and ravaged it. Mr. Blazeman, do you have that Hurricane Gloria video from '85? Can we go ahead and launch that?
"25 years ago today, September 27th, 1985, that Hurricane Gloria hit Rhode Island, one of the most powerful of the modern-day hurricanes in this area. Here's a short excerpt of our day-long coverage that day.
Route 6 in Fairhaven was closed when this boat crashed into the New Bedford-Fairhaven Bridge, bringing down power lines. Other boats hit the Pope's Island Marina Wall, also in Fairhaven. And in Padenarum Harbor in South Dartmouth, this bridge was closed, flooded over since early afternoon. Several luxury yachts rested against it. Piers were also underwater.
Traveling through the streets of Bristol, Warren, and Barrington was treacherous this afternoon. As the winds picked up speed, damage increased. Firemen stood by while this power line sparked each time it touched a rotting nearby tree. Then a heavy gust of wind plowed through the area, and this was the result.
These pictures were taken at the height of the hurricane. Warren, Barrington, New Bedford.
The winds, among other things, blew down traffic lights in the downtown.
You know,
Cars were also damaged by falling trees. Luckily, it appears no one was in this car at the time.
That storm right there is like a freaking baby storm compared to what these people are about to get nailed with right now.
I know.
That is a freaking baby storm. I was there. I live, 15 minutes from all those places they were talking about in Rhode Island. And I basically live on the coast as well. And it was nothing. It really wasn't. You know, yeah, there was. I think that was the year that Rhode Island realized that their hurricane barrier thing was shit. You know, so.
Back in 1985, I was about 21 years old. And I remember when this happened. And I remember after the hurricane was over, my father had said, he said, I want you to go to the ice and fuel place. This was down in central Connecticut. And get some ice so we can take and put it inside the refrigerator. Well, I went out there and he had no idea what it looked like. In the city of New Britain, Connecticut, they were woefully unprepared for this. And what you're seeing here is nothing compared to what it was. I saw trees down, power lines down, I mean, literally for miles. Houses wrecked, so much incredible damage. It literally had looked like I had been driving through an area that had been bombed out during the middle of a war or something. And my father sent me out. He told me he wanted me to get 10 pounds of ice. I came home with him. He said, I said, I got 60 pounds of ice. And he said, what are you doing that for, you idiot? And I said, well, because for two reasons, Dad. I said, number one, you didn't see what I saw. And number two, most importantly, we have elderly people who can't get out and get these things for themselves. Let's give them some ice. He said, that's a great idea. Not knowing the damages that were there, we were without power for almost 4 solid days in central Connecticut. Finally, when it was when the power was restored, and we had done up as much cleaning as we had because we had also been flooded and so forth, my father looked at me and he said, "Jeff, you were right. I was wrong. I'm sorry." Yeah. And so what these people here that you're seeing back in 1985, this is nothing compared to what Florida is going. But at least you have something else. We also have video from a Hurricane Bob. We're talking about that. And again, this is New England. This isn't down in Florida. Hurricanes don't usually of this strength that what's going on in Florida make it this far up the East Coast. Do we have the video from Hurricane Bob? Is that available? Okay. Well, while Mr. Blazeman is working on that, I want to also reach out and say there is a very nice person that is down in Florida. Uh, Hopefully, she'll be able to give us a call if she still has communications available to her, and we're hoping to hear from them. In the meantime, yep, here we are from.
These are some of the images still ingrained in the minds of former MEMA disaster recovery and mitigation manager Christine McCombs and former local coordinator Doug Forbes when Hurricane Bob made landfall in Massachusetts 33 years ago on August 19, 1991. McCombs, who later went on to lead MEMA as the state director, says she originally got hired a few days after the storm hit in 91 and was quickly sent down to Hyannis to work out of a disaster field office set up by FEMA. She says the damage was widespread.
It came in as a Cat 2, so the winds were around 75 to 100 miles an hour. The brunt of the storm was borne by our coastal communities. It came in, I remember the coastal communities on the Cape.
So it just goes to show that
we're not impassable for days. Every 50 feet there was a tree down or a power line down.
Many homes were badly damaged, as well as businesses. It was a difficult time for the residents of Massachusetts.
In Massachusetts and in
absolutely. The purpose of my showing this is that we know and understand as best we can that these are dangerous things, and showing the dangers that can take place. Yes, this is a storm that will take and pick up boats and move them a quarter or a half mile inland and drop them out on the pavement or in someone's front yard. Yes, indeed. Trees come down, and if you're out doing these things in the middle of the hurricane, if a tree limb comes down or like that, don't go out immediately and try cutting apart the tree limb or whatever, because odds are you're going to get injured doing it.
To make an emergency plan.
And I remember specifically when Hurricane Bob had happened at that time, I myself was a part-time firefighter in the state of Massachusetts, and there were reports of people who did exactly that. A tree had split in half, and two brothers had gone outside and decided they're going to take and cut it up while the hurricane was still blowing. And of course, one of them wound up getting badly injured, and the other one apparently, as I remember, did not survive. So please, if something like this happens, stay inside. Don't go running out trying to take and clean the wood up as soon as it's come down, because it is dangerous. It is a dangerous thing to do. All of that having been said, can we get back up that view of the cameras down in Florida? Are that still available? I certainly hope so. We'll get that into things. Now, I want to ask, Walker, by the way, 508-974-4231. If you've got a hurricane story or you have a report, especially from down in the Florida area, or you want to call us if you're available and able to do it from down in the Carolinas or Georgia area and have been affected by it, please, by all means, call us. We want to hear what you have to say. 508-974-4231. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break for a couple of minutes. We're going to come back, and when we come back, we're going to have even more for you. Till then, I'm Mr. B, Politicking with Mr. B, with a special hurricane show. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you very much.
I've got spare parts from my last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remembered it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I got spare parts. Took a piece of you, like lovers often do. I'll try to make it good as new, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts. What's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming in. Politics with Mr. B. We have our live feed going on, and I have just received message from one of the people that I had lined up was going to be able to get a hold of us. Apparently, the power has already gone out where she is. They have lost power, and I saw some video that she had quickly sent and thrown. I'm going to see if I can be able to get it up so that you folks will be able to view it. But already the ground is saturated and the water's got nowhere to go. These folks are they're going to be in trouble. They're going to be in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. So this is going to be a storm, and this is going to be something that the people just need to take and respect. Know that Mother Nature trumps everything. Mother Nature, if man built it, Mother Nature can clobber it. And fortunately, we've been told now that the hurricane has coming in, has come down a little bit. It's come down off of its high of Category 5. It's come down of 4, and now I believe about ready to make landfall within the next hour or so. It is listed, or has been listed, as a Category 3, but it is still a very dangerous thing, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, through the scrolling live video feeds that we have over here, you can see some areas have some trees that are swaying and bending and so forth, and this is just This is just going to be the very tip of the iceberg. You can see what's going on with it right now. And this is going to be something with sustained winds right now. I believe they have sustained winds of 130 miles an hour. The last I had heard, it was the last update that I'd had. And it's just going to, it's a very big storm. And this is something, it's not going to be over too soon. We would pray that it was, and that a lot of people would be very safe. But I have a feeling that this is something that people are going to spend a lot of time trying to ride out. And lucky are they who were able to take and evacuate. Apparently, not all people who were under orders to evacuate were able to do so. And some, rather than evacuating out from the area, chose to relocate them, get themselves relocated to a designated hurricane safety spot or zone or whatever they want to call it. I have family, believe it or not, that lives down in the Port Charlotte area, which is right where this thing is going to come in and smack into. Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, that area again. And again, one of the most famous hurricane, Katrina, went down through that area and wiped all of that stuff out many, many years ago. And I remember because I had family who had a property down in Punta Gorda, and I had the honor of being able to take and visit. And I saw when we were down there that they were doing a bunch of new building, and I couldn't believe what they were building these houses out of. It looked like the cheapest, thinnest, scrappiest junk. And when Katrina had gone through there, I come to find out, I had said to my father-in-law at that time, I had said, Pa, they were building all of these places. What became of them? He said there weren't two boards left nailed together. All of those houses got blown apart. Oh, and we have the radar view now of down you're seeing down in Florida on the West Coast, the Sarasota area where the hurricane is there. It has indeed made landfall, and it is just pummeling that area. You can see that there are people that are driving. You see the flooding and the water is bubbling up and coming up and so forth. Already, the drainage areas are overburdened, and the water is just flowing in. This is all absolutely live. You're seeing it as it's happening, ladies and gentlemen, from all over the affected area where the hurricane is. This thing is just a monster.
Well, it hasn't hit landfall yet, B.
It has not.
No, it has not.
Well, you
can see on what they mean by landfall is like when the eye, you know what I mean, gets
but you know what I
mean?
Yeah.
Because that's where the most damage is, you know, in a landfall, whatever. I can't think of
landfall.
Landfall, yeah.
All right, the eye has not made it there. It looks as though the eye is going to be there within an hour or so. The last I heard, it was moving at the rate of about 8 or 9 miles per hour. It looks like it may have picking up speed.
Yeah, and also it is going to go dead smack in between Tampa and St. Pittsburgh, I think, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, you can see that. We can see where Tampa is.
St. Petersburg, yeah. Right now, St. Petersburg looks pretty quiet.
Well,
I have multiple cameras up, ladies and gentlemen, and not just by the size. The storm surge is starting to pick up, as you can see on our camera. Meadows, Florida, our live feed is just black. That doesn't mean that the camera is offline, because it would tell me the camera's offline.
They don't have any.
Yeah, it's just dark, or they lost power. You know,
right.
So, Tampa, Florida, we have another shot of that. All I could just see is the lights on the coastline. So, and the camera is just shaking violently. So
And
Saratoga,
I
Florida.
want to be the person to reach out and thank, by the way, the people that are feeding us these images. I want to thank them very much for allowing us to use
Absolutely.
these images and put them out there. And I thank them very much for the courage to go out in the middle of these storms and be driving around and showing us what it looks like from where they are. This is fantastic. You're not going to see this anyplace else, ladies and gentlemen. You got it right here, all your hands, all your fingertips, right here, and it's on FFN. I got to tell you, my dear friend that was supposed to be calling in, apparently her power got knocked out, and they've already gotten some flooded waters up. It isn't got into their building yet, but unfortunately, things have gotten really out of hand, and we just want to reach out and let them know that our thoughts and our prayers are with them and with all the people who appear to be being affected. Now we have someone trudging through the storm swell water, trudging around out there. Looks like he likes living on the dangerous side. Well, good for them. This is something that I personally, not a decision that I would be making, but okay, fine, let them go ahead and do that. It's amazing. It's amazing the things that are happening. Oh, we're panning over now. Wow. Yep. Wow. And this would appear to be storm surge. It's amazing, and people don't realize, even though the man is walking around in water that apparently where he is only up to his shins and so forth. Water happens to weigh about 8 pounds a gallon. So you've got all of that water that is going in on things, and it's forcing up against things. So this is one of the reasons why you get things such as collapses. Building has been a priority for years. Cutting trees that were wind blocks are gone. Water has no place to go, so flooding is bad. Damage will be horrible and horrific. Understood. I couldn't have said it better. Thank you very much, our dear friend Ann Hartford, who happens to be down in Florida and fortunately was able to evacuate to what we believe is a safe zone. And thank you so much for writing in and giving that. Maybe if you're available, maybe you can give us a call and let us know what the weather is like directly live from your area. We would appreciate that. Wait till a gator finds them. Yeah. Yeah, that's another little quirky thing about Florida is alligators. Yeah, Mother Nature will do these things. Oh wow! Now you're seeing the winds are kicking up. You're seeing those flashes of light, and those flashes of light are most likely not lightning. Those flashes of light would probably be such things as maybe transformers that are getting overburdened and then blowing out. That could very well be. Usually, especially if you see a big blue color in the sky, not a white color, but a blue color, that's usually an electrical transformer that is going out. And wow. And now you can see, there you go. Looks like something just went out. But there are other lights that are on in the area, so perhaps maybe something just happened with that particular caused that light to fail. But now you can see the power of the wind, how it's forcing over. There's a tree down, and it is just, the wind is just pummeling. It is just absolutely punishing. I would not want to be standing out in that, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm very surprised that this person is still in their car, and they haven't sought shelter somewhere. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible considering we're not weather people. I hope that nobody is on the road right here, right now. Besides these are storm chasers. Just for the record, that everyone who's tuning in on live video and on FFN network radio page, which we're broadcasting all over the world right now. And we appreciate everyone that's tuned in to listen to Politicking with Mr. B. But you see this guy or gal, whoever's driving, they're backing out. Look at debris. Look at the debris all over the road already.
Yeah.
And I apologize because I got cameras, all over the place here. Just St. Petersburg. Let's see. Yeah, St. Petersburg right now. The wind is starting to pick up there. Let's see if we can't get a shot of St. Petersburg. Here we go. Here's a shot of that right there. Yeah.
Well, is that a live shot or is that?
I'm activating it right now, B.
All right.
I got 3 monitors up, B. See the wind? That sucker's starting to pick up.
Right.
And it wasn't like that. Not even 10 seconds ago. When I put it up, I seen the tree just swaying back and forth. Now look at it.
Yeah, it's the gusting is really starting to get into St. Pete. Wow.
It's definitely starting to pick up. Look, I got 3 monitors running here. It's the crappy part is the system only allows me to put up 1 live camera at a time when it comes from monitors. Anyways, so yeah, it's gonna start picking up there. Man, this dude is having. I don't know what that is. If that's aliens or something, I have no idea.
Mr. Blaze, I just was able. I received something. I was just able to forward it off to you. See if maybe you might be able to cut it up. It was a video from that friend of mine down in Florida who apparently is not able now to contact us.
Yeah, it's I can't watch it on a computer. So I don't know why. I don't know. People don't know technology today. Everybody's just so focused on sending everything to a phone.
Right.
I'm on a computer right now, and they're sending it to me in mobile app format, which won't allow me to watch it. It says right here, this message can't be viewed on your computer.
Terrific. Oh well.
I mean, I can view it on my phone, but that does nothing for the viewership and the listeners. So
right. Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen,
snakes and red ants floats. Okay. Snakes and red ants, they float. Anyone walking in water that doesn't have to be out like first responders, well, maybe just stupid. So Ann is saying that snakes and red ants float. And
I've seen snakes float for sure.
Yeah, and shit floats too. But I've been bit by red ants, Brian, and I'll tell you, those sons of bitches hurt like a bastard. And snakes, like she says, and red ants. I didn't know red ants float, but they float. So be careful.
And now on this video feed that we see that's next to my picture, it says eye wall is imminent. So apparently it is about.
Yeah,
it is about to be considered making landfall. And the last images that we had, if you look at it, you can see the eye, and it looks to be fairly well organized. So this is a storm that is not going to take and lose its punch as soon as it reaches landfall. Right. Apparently, this is going to keep going on for quite a while.
That was
508-974-4231. If you're out there, if you've got some family members, if you want to give a shout to them, give us a call. If you're down in the Florida
if you want to let your family know that you're okay,
yeah,
and they might be listening to the show, you can do it
by
that
all
way.
means, call us, and we'll be more than happy to have you. This is a live program. You can call in live. 508-974-4231. And we certainly hope to be hearing from you. We understand, of course, that there are other things, other considerations to be had, whether or not your power is on, whether or not your communications are up. Storms like this play hell with communications, as we all see. Even the people still over in North Carolina, out in the hills areas, still largely are without communications. And we have a phone call coming in.
Hey, caller, you're on the air with Politicking with Mr. B on the FFN network. Where are you calling from, please?
Miami, Florida.
Oh my goodness.
Good evening, caller.
This must be my old neighbor, okay, for 15 years at least, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And where are you guys living actually? I know where you are now, but where were you living in order to get where you were today? If you can explain to our audience.
We live in Northport, Florida. We evacuated yesterday and came to Miami because we're getting a bad hurricane in Northport.
Yes, exactly. Milton's there now. We got our live cameras, Debbie, all over the place, and we're showing the viewers. And it's thank God, Deb, that you and your family decided to just take that journey to Miami because, in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, 3 to 5 miles away from the storm, you're safe. You don't have to travel hundreds of miles or whatever. I mean, like literally 2 to 3 miles away from the storm, you will, be safe. And in Debbie's situation, where did you guys end up?
We're actually in Miami Beach. It's like we're like 3 hours away from where we live.
Right. But Miami is going to get some of this storm. But
yeah, it's only going to be a tropical though.
Yeah, the tropical. Yeah, because you're on the Miami's going to get like the butt side of the hurricane. But you guys are concerned right now because I seen some videos that you had put up on Facebook, and you guys are more concerned about the storm surge than anything, right?
Yes, our street. We're not close to water in Northport, but the house we live in has woods on both sides, and our street really floods badly.
Anyways, yeah. So your street floods badly anyways, right? So I can imagine. God forbid, I hope it's there. I hope it ain't completely flooded when you guys get back. So you guys are in Miami again, right? Okay. And my question to you is seeing a video on Facebook where you guys were concerned about the storm surge. In other words, the water rising. And the video that you had posted already showed a little bit of the water starting to get onto the sidewalk. How far?
Yeah.
How far were you from where you were staying?
That's actually right behind our motel.
Oh my Lord!
Yep.
And how's that area looking right now where you was? Is the storm surge coming up?
No, it's actually the water's actually gotten better. It's really windy and it's raining on and off a little bit. Not bad, like misty rain. So it's not bad yet.
So, as far as work goes, did your employee give you guys any trouble about taking a couple of days off, or how's that working?
We work for Walmart, and
okay, I wasn't asking that, so you can keep your personal stuff. It's up to you if you want to talk about it. I'm fine with that, but you don't necessarily.
We work for Walmart, and yesterday we worked Monday. Yesterday they weren't sure how long they were going to be open for. Some people worked 6 to 10, then they closed, but we didn't work, and they didn't have a problem with it. And it was closed today. It'll be closed tomorrow. We have to call to see if this works Friday.
Right.
Well, do you have any people that are in an area that may have any kind of farming or agriculture, like livestock?
No, not where we live. I don't know of anyone that has that.
Oh, okay, because I didn't know if maybe you had an insight on how the the beasties are doing, because I know that barns are not built like houses, and when things like this come through, they can be
Yeah,
they can be something
right.
terrible that happen with these things. And I was kind of wondering if there was if there was any insight about that.
Yeah, they're city dwellers. They're not. They don't live up in the area where they herd cattle and shit like that. So,
Well, okay, fine.
And I'm sure if Debbie's an animal lover, so I'm sure if there was, she'd be telling us about it. You know what I mean? So,
Oh, that's
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
we're animal lover.
um,
We're in the motel with 2 dogs, 2 ferrets, and 6 guinea pigs.
Jesus, 6
Wow.
guinea pigs,
I have
and they let you in a hotel with that, or you guys snuck them in?
Well, they said they'd let us have the dogs, but we snuck in the ferrets and guinea pigs.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Hey, it's life-threatening there, and I was not leaving my animals behind.
Nope, exactly. I mean,
God
Bill,
bless. It's
you can
exactly
leave
the
him
right thing to
there.
do.
You know, Bill could ride out the storm, but nope, the animals are going with Mama. Right?
Oh yeah.
So listen, Debbie, I am super, super happy you guys are in safe territory. And if you want to say hello to anybody here in Mass and let your friends know and your family know that you're safe, they could be watching, Deb. So you can go ahead and say hi to everybody or whatever.
Bronco family is safe, and my son Tommy's through.
There you go. There you go. Deb, thanks so much for the call. Again, Tammy and I are so happy you guys are in a safe area. And yeah, listen to us on the radio, Deb, or watch us on FFN Radio Network on Facebook, darling. Thank you so much for the call. Again, be safe, guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye now.
So long. Thank you very much.
Okay, so those were my neighbors. They moved up to Florida like 3 years ago, and when I was talking to her privately earlier, she's like, "Yeah, we're moving back."
Really? Wow.
Yeah, man. Who the hell? I mean, look, I could be living in Florida. I lived in Florida for about like 4 months. I lived in California for 3 years, and I mean, I wasn't impressed by neither one, to be honest with you. So I don't know. They might call me crazy, but yeah, that's
Hey, if
just
you're not happy, it's not worth it.
But what I'm doing now, B, is while you handle things, is I'm looking for maybe another live broadcast with Ron DeSantis, something to that effect.
I'm sure that'll be coming. But in the meantime, one of the things I do want to reach out about is that, ladies and gentlemen, again, I cannot stress enough the inherent dangers of what happens here. If something happens, a tree comes down or whatever else, takes down power lines, don't go outside looking at it or looking for it or whatever, because odds are, even though the lines are down, they may not yet be dead. You have to be careful. Leave the things alone. And if you do have a live power line that's out there dancing around and arcing and sparking and whizzing around like a snake on the ground or else, just stay inside your home. Stay the hell away from it. Don't go near it. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to approach power lines at all. If you have the means to contact the proper authorities, the power company, the fire department, the police department, whatever you can get a hold of, if you have the means, do that, but do not risk your own life to go outside to try to stave off the thing or secure a line so it doesn't do whatever else. Just stay away from it. Stay inside your homes. Don't go near it. It's
also what I'd want to say real quick too, B, is I agree with you 100%. Second is we have over 400 viewers right now, and if you need to use this conduit to let your family know that you are safe and you are residing in Florida, please do not hesitate to call the show at 508-974-4231 and use the show as a conduit. And maybe, hopefully, a family member is watching or whatever, This will be rebroadcasted on all 11 of our platforms that we're on. So just, again, not for our personal gain, but for you just to say who you are. You're in Miami somewhere and you want to let family know that you guys, our girls, or your family are doing well. B.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things that remains to be seen is, of course, we have had all of these reports that happen of what's happening. This is not guesswork. This is not misinformation. This is documented fact. There have been severe problems with getting and coordinating things with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. Federal Emergency Management Agency, and how and when and why and so forth, their interactions are to begin down here. It all remains to be seen at this point. Yes, we know that they have light and power trucks that are staged in certain areas, all in Florida, all waiting to take and swoop in and try and help and take care of things and so forth. But we know we've learned it from this previous hurricane and what's going on with the people who still, many people are without power, they're without services, they're still trying to get food, electricity, gasoline, whatever else, and still not getting any help or getting nothing but lip service out of the FEMA people. And they've been told, we've even seen it on national television, that FEMA doesn't have any more money for any more hurricanes, and now they're begging that Congress go back into session and award them more money. So we don't know, and we're not able to tell you right now when or even if FEMA is going to be there to help you out. So now would be a really, really good time to start making considerations and trying to figure out whom you can coordinate with, from local churches, neighbors, friends, whatever kind of groups and clubs, to be able to band together. Because if you have some serious issues and FEMA's not there, you're going to need some help. It is time for the people to come together and work together. Forget about political things. Forget about whatever kind of this, that, or whatever, or Hatfields and McCoys type arguments and whatever, or whatever. It is time now for people to come together and work together for humanity. It is time. We cannot, we've been proven, we cannot trust, we cannot wait around for the government to come out and help us anymore, because they have squandered the money that we have given them. They have spent it foolishly in other places. They don't have it. We're going to have to take care of ourselves. We're going to have to pool our resources, put on our thinking caps, so to speak, and go to work and solve the problems, and not worry about all of the damn government red tape and sign here, I mean, you're getting a loan and you have to pay it back, or whatever else. It's up to us. The onus is on our shoulders. It is plainly evident, ladies and gentlemen. What are we looking at now, Mr. Blazeman? What do we have? We have a quad screen of what areas I'm not able to see.
I'm sorry, B. I'm still working over here. We're looking at Palm Beach, Tampa, Skyline Cam, Fort Myer, Riverfront Cam, and we're looking at Dunedin Cam.
Wow.
Dunedin, Florida. Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that lightning.
No, that's not lightning.
That's a transformer. That is not lightning.
Yeah, remember I told you about the blue flash?
Yeah,
and that was definitely blue flash.
Yeah,
that was a large, major transformer going up. Yeah. That's what that was. That wasn't just a transformer that's at the top of the pole. That was one of those large ground-based things. It's like the size of a house.
And I'm going to be switching back from this 4-camera shot to the next 4-camera shot here and there. Okay, so
that's fine. Hey.
So what the hell is what's going on with FEMA?
FEMA, as far as we know, is verkackt. That's the English word which means in the shit or for shitting. fakakta.
Right.
They have squandered money. Now, of all things, over $1 billion has gone in payouts just for hotel housing for illegal aliens. Because people want to take in sanctuary, these people. They're taking them and moving them in. They've been busing them in the middle of the night, airplane flying them in the middle of the night into other communities, other states, and so forth, and dropping them off. And now there are all of these hotels that are filled up with illegal aliens, and they're getting paid. They're getting paid debit cards, free food bonuses, and health care, and whatever else. And every community that these people are in, the hospitals are getting overburdened. The healthcare, they can't, because they're giving care to people they're not going to get paid for. Or if they're somehow compensated by the government, the amount that they're compensated is so pitifully small, it isn't even funny. And this is why FEMA is out of money. It's not because we've had so many different disasters. It's because the Biden and Harris administration is a disaster. That is the plain, flat truth. And if you don't like hearing it, watch something else. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm speaking the truth. There's another little Yiddish term that I know. I recently learned exactly what it means. Zicherizoi, zucherizoi. It means I said what I see, and I see what I said. I said what I've seen, and I see what I have said. Zicherizoi, zucherizoi. The Biden-Harris administration is squandering money for illegal aliens, and now Americans who have paid their taxes, who have paid their dues, who have earned the right to be helped.
I had just put up a QR code for people if they are watching and they still have power in Florida. The link. I'm sorry, just took it down by accident. The FEMA page QR is right up there. If you need any help, disaster line is up there, the whole 9 yards. That is the Florida page. Yep. Okay. I didn't just put the FEMA page up there and have you poor people start looking around to where you're supposed to go. That is where you're supposed to go if you are from Florida.
Yeah. And I just received another message directly from my friend in St. Petersburg, Florida. St. Petersburg, Florida. Her power is out, and she is unable to assist us at this time. And
can't make a call?
Unfortunately, apparently not. I guess they're reserving whatever they can for their emergency communications that they need.
Right.
So I completely understand that. I completely respect that. Family first, and if anything says right-minded, that right there is right-minded.
Yes, sir. No argument here.
Again, Tina, to you and your family and all the people that you're with, I want you to know that you are in my prayers, and I am praying to the Lord God that no one gets hurt through all of this, and we'll be able to recover this as quickly as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And wow, this is just amazing. Now
what we're watching right now. Yeah, what we're watching right now is storm chases.
Yep.
Okay.
Venice, Florida.
The eye wall is imminent.
Yep. 78 degrees down in Venice at the moment, and in comes this and that seafoam stuff that looks like the top of root beer.
Yes, absolutely.
But I don't want to drink it. I don't know about you, because what's in it ain't good.
Okay, that number that keeps going up, is that people out of power service?
Apparently.
Let's find out.
I certainly don't think that his burger's being served at McDonald's.
Yes. Let's take a listen for a bit, B.
Yep.
So top left camera is Team Dominator. Top right camera is Chase Team
W. Connor.
No waves yet. The dudes are doing a pretty good job, aren't they? They are. See the other, want to go look at the other side first? Just getting on shore though. This is getting deeper. It's not much deeper. I swear I can hear a roar way back up there.
Yeah.
Sounds like they don't know what to do.
Feels like we're about to kind of be in the waves, I think. You hear that? That is a wind roar. That's definitely going on shore. Alright, everybody, we were waiting for this 10, 12-foot surge.
This pair of prayers all involved and the penalties now 4 people will help them out.
Yeah, that sounds pretty crazy over there.
Yeah, that's
Look at that. That's storm surge. That's storm surge. Top left camera, B. Storm surge.
For us, the back eye wall.
Back in a little bit there,
And then
too.
all of this back here is hurricane force winds. All this back here. So we're going to be in hurricane force winds for several hours after this. I mean, we'll probably be in that back eye wall till past midnight. Like,
Yeah, the
it's
back
going to be a
eye wall's
long,
just whipping around. That's
long
how
rest of
those
the stream
winds
here.
come.
Thank you for the
See
10
the
gifted
press
subs,
up,
Chad.
Yep.
I just happened to see that one.
You can see that
Make sure you guys have water,
right there,
you're
right
drinking
at the
some
edge.
snacks here. It's going to be a long stream.
Make sure your snacks are on hand. Let's see what the... Dude, look at the velocity. Oh my... Dude, look what we're about to go into. That's big time stuff.
Guys,
That's the wind.
real.
That's the big time wind headed
And it's
for
going
us.
to be coming right off of here. Dude.
Yep.
Right here, it's going to be nuts.
It's going to be coming right at us.
Holy cow. Here we
Taylor,
go, guys.
Taylor, thank you for the cash app.
It's about to go down here.
And yes, if you ever want help,
that feed that they were just
ask your
looking at,
neighbors,
I want to
not
show you
FEMA.
that.
No
That's an
kidding.
important thing. And
Prayers for all involved. Let me see if I can't pop this up here. Here we go. That's prayers for all involved and the families and how poor FEMA will help them out. Exactly. If you ever want help, ask your neighbor, not FEMA. Exactly. I mean, Georgia is like pretty much like, get the F out of here.
right? Yeah,
Right, B? They're
absolutely.
like, them mountain people, they're like, yeah, we don't need your help. Don't come here.
No, and word was, now I don't have any documentation that absolutely categorically proves it, but I have it on very good authority that someone from FEMA who got a little mouthy with these people, they finally had enough with them, and they hung a beating on him. But well, you're not hearing about that in the mainstream news media.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I know my friend says so true, Jeffrey, and you know it. Now, Lisa Parent, this young lady, very dear friend of mine who until very recently lived down in the area down here. She knows what these people are like, and she knows that they're good, wholesome, down to earth American people, and the way that the FEMA people have been doing things and saying things and trying to push people around, that just doesn't go over well with those folks. Not they don't care at all for that, and they're the ones that realize that if you need some help, reach out. No more than to reach out for your neighbors, because that's truly what they know, what neighbors are for and are about, and they know how to treat each other.
I agree, bud.
Amazing what these things are going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break for about 3.5 minutes. We will be back as quickly as we can. Politicking with Mr. B, a very special live hurricane video report. We'll be back in about 3.5 minutes, plus or minus a little bit. We'll see you soon. Take care.
I've got spare parts from my last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remembered it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use. Well, I've got spare parts from my last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remembered it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be a perfect fit, 'cause I got spare parts. He took a piece of you, like love.
Thank you very much for coming back and staying with us. Politicking with Mr. B, a very poignant report going on over here for the hurricane going on down in Florida at this time. And Mr. Blazeman, if you're here along with us, hopefully we'll be able to receive a call 508-974-4231. Lisa, if you can get that, pick up the phone, do a phone call 508-974-4231. Lisa has some things she wants to express to us about the people down south. Hopefully you can call in. We'll be more than happy to hear from you, have a discussion. So while we were away on our break, other things have been going on. We can see what's going on. The rain is still coming out, and the wind still continues to
look at the top left
hammer
screen,
and pound. Look at
B,
the flooding that's going in.
Yep, look at that.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. We've got more images coming in, and this is storm surge of water just coming in more and more and more. Wow. Wow. No, I do not know exactly what this facility is that we're looking at. I don't think it's a person's private home.
They're inside the eye right now, Venice, Florida.
Okay, let's hear what this fellow has to say. Is he
he's just out there with a video camera. I mean, with his phone. Let's see what they got going on.
Big wind left. Got a big cutter back there.
Look at these kids. Look at the top right screen, dude. I mean, they're just goddamn kids.
Yeah, and they're out there
in dangerous conditions.
Yeah.
They're just kids. They can't be in. They look younger than 20, to believe it or not.
In my day, dangerous was getting on the rooftop of the school.
Yeah.
We didn't do crazy things like this, but you know what? Hey,
Lisa,
whatever.
If you want to give the show a call, 508-974-4231. That's the line to give us a buzz on. And Lisa says that she might have some info on what's going on down south. Is Lisa from down south, B, or?
Originally, no, but we grew up together in Connecticut. She eventually did marry and settle down there.
Really, Ann? Ann says Venice is just a few miles south of me.
Yeah.
So, okay, B, you want me to do that? All right. Ann, could you call us? Okay, B, I got you. Yeah, okay. All right, B, take over.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is something that's not going to go away. And look at this. We have something, I don't know exactly what that is, but the wind is driving it through the floodwaters. And this is not going to bode well. This is something that is just going to continue. And I'm surprised at this point that we're not seeing more things happening with this structure. Those pillars, whatever they are, I don't know how well that they're anchored to the ground. I would certainly hope that they're anchored well enough. But if something gets forced through, going through it, apparently it's going to be it's going to pose a problem. So time will only tell. But there's something apparently that looks like some sort of mass that's getting blown around by the wind, and if that goes into and runs into and hits that building, God only knows what's going to happen with it. I don't know what that item is. The North Jetty in Venice, Florida was hit in the last storm. Oh my goodness. And Lisa, if you're still with us, we are trying to get a hold of you, trying to call in so we can have this discussion with you. Hopefully you'll be able to pick up. Yeah, wow.
Please leave your message for.
Oh.
Okay, B, we give it a shot.
All right. Gave it a shot. All right. No problem. If time will tell. Now, again, now you're seeing a heck of a lot more damage. Trees come down and whatnot, and the wind is just unrelenting. I know we have.
Hey, caller, you're on the air with Politicking with Mr. B on the FFN network. Who we speaking to and where you calling
Lisa
from?
Parents.
Hey, Lisa, how are you? Thanks for buzzing in.
Yeah, I was trying to, but I had the wrong number written down.
That's okay.
Yes, I lived down
A
south
tingle, jangle,
23
tingle.
years. And I know FEMA's worth crap.
Oh my word! Really? What was your experience with FEMA?
They never helped anybody out.
Wow, wow. And I can remember in the times. I don't know if you remember or not, Lisa, but my parents' house lived in the floodplain of the Willow Brook in Connecticut. And when we had some substantial flooding that had come through, once we finally cleaned all of the stuff out of the basement and shoveled out all the dirt and schmegma and whatever else they got in
Well,
after the
down
house got
south,
flooded.
they don't have basements.
Yeah, that's right. Everything's all a slab down there because you dig more than 3 feet and you're striking water already because the groundwater level is too high.
Exactly. Everything gets flooded.
Yeah. Well, my point.
And so when you ask for help from FEMA, they just give you a shy eye and look at you. Is mildew's coming down from the walls and everything else. And depending on what level of poverty you're from, if you're mid-level, they're still going to give you a shy eye, put you on a waiting list, and tell you to go to freaking hell.
Wow. Wow. It sounds like you've truly been through the mill with the FEMA people.
Yes, very much so.
How long did you have to
crap.
wait? How long did you have to wait before they actually did anything?
Wait, you're talking waiting about 3 to 4 years.
Wow. Wow.
When they say, "Oh, we'll be right there for you," they lie.
Yeah, this is a recurrent story that we keep hearing more and more of these days.
That's why I'm glad I'm back up in Connecticut now.
Wow. Wow. I
So
can't
Lisa,
say that I
what do you
blame you.
think? So Lisa, what do you think that some of your former neighbors in Florida are dealing with right now?
Oh, horrific. Because they have to go through FEMA, and FEMA's not going to be there for them.
So we're pretty much these people that need to rely on their community to help them.
Yes.
Have you been
community? That's all they have is their community.
Oh yeah.
And the community has to stick together. If they don't have community, they have nothing at all.
Right. Have you experienced anything like this as far as hurricanes when you lived
Yes,
there?
I have.
Okay.
So I know.
Right. And what was your
But you have to watch out for the looters. Because people will loot at the same time.
I know.
While they're
I
trying
heard
to
that.
help.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. And none of the media covers any of that.
Yeah, you got your drug addicts that are looting, taking the copper from your home while you're trying to repair it. Even though you have insurance on it, they're trying to loot whatever they can.
Okay, so they literally, after the storm is said and done, and people are suffering the loss of everything, then
you got looters.
Then you got the
out
looters.
there.
Yeah, then you got the looters throwing on top of the misery that you're already in.
Yes.
I don't think media
and it's wicked.
And I don't think media covers anything.
They
like
don't
that.
cover that.
No.
I can't in my
And that's one thing they don't cover, and they should be covering.
In my wildest imagination, I can't possibly imagine what people must feel like after going through seeing their houses being washed away or washed out and damaged and losing all the things that they've lost, all of their possessions, and then having
Then you
someone
got
come in
drug addicts.
and ravaging their building and
You
taking
got
the
drug
copper out
addicts
of them.
behind that, trying to steal what little bit you got left, just so they can go get high somewhere in an abandoned place that's been ruined.
Right. Yeah, we get that. That's again.
And it's sick. It's sick as hell.
Yeah.
And nobody goes there. FEMA will not help you, because the only people that are going to help you are the friends that you do have that are not on drugs, that are straight.
Right. So, Lisa, you had said that when you dealt with FEMA, you felt that they were going to take care of the upscale people before they took care of the poorer people.
Oh, without a doubt. No questions asked about that one.
That's incredible. What gave you the sense of that?
Because they showed it.
Wow. Wow. You literally seen it on their faces. You know when somebody talks about that person,
even if you have insurance, they still showed it.
Right. Right. Because they're like, oh, this neighborhood, who gives a shit if it's leveled, right?
Yeah, just because there's drug activity in that area. There's
Right.
drug activity everywhere you go.
Yeah, some people just hide it better than others.
Exactly.
Hunter Biden taught us that.
It's just,
B,
I don't know how to explain it.
You got any questions for Lisa here or what, bud?
Yeah. Lisa, please tell me that you're in an area now where this isn't going to be happening to you anymore.
No, she lives in Connecticut, she says.
Well, these things can still happen. Disasters happen in Connecticut too, of course.
Yes, I know, but I'm in an environment where I know how to shelter in place, and I don't have drug addicts around me.
Good.
Well, thank God Almighty for that.
Very happy for that, Lisa. Very good, happy for that.
Lisa, thank you very much for calling and giving us your life experience. This has been, I'm sure, very enlightening to the people. And you're not just talking to myself. You're not just talking to my engineer. You're talking to people that literally are around the nation, and some people actually halfway around the world that have been tuning in and watching this and paying attention. Thank you very much.
Praying for all those people in Florida and where that storm's going.
Absolutely.
Because there's going to be a lot of looters there too.
And with hope,
anybody who can prey on the suffering,
ward it off, and stop this and put an end to the suffering. This is why I say that the time is now for the people to come together and work with each other, because the onus is on our own shoulders.
A lot of people don't know how to do that, and I wish they did. Because you cannot rely on FEMA. People have to get FEMA out of their mouth. Because you cannot rely on FEMA.
Exactly, Lisa. You're 100% right. I mean, either you got to do it on your own, or hope to God that you live in a great community where everybody gets together. Because what doesn't people look? The last thing people want to hear is the government knocking on your goddamn door and saying, "How can we help?"
What government?
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's the last thing that you need. Okay. Again,
our government sucks shit.
Well, yeah, government.
The government of the people, by the people, for the rich.
For the people.
Yeah. Okay.
For the rich. Well, I don't know.
Well, we just
doesn't
heard
matter
it.
if you're rich or poor. It all sucks. FEMA sucks.
Exactly. But I don't agree on FEMA looking down on anybody. They shouldn't be judging by class,
Well,
Absolutely.
they do judge by class, unfortunately.
Yeah, I believe you. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for the call. Thank you for enlightening us with some of the information that you gave us. And we're very happy, Lisa, that you no longer live in a drug-infested area, and we wish you all the best there in Connecticut. Thank you again for the call, darling.
Thank you for calling
You're
in, Lisa.
welcome.
We'll
And
talk again.
prayers for everybody that's going through this Florida storm and wherever away this storm's traveling.
Right.
Pray
Have
for
a
all
good
those
night there.
people.
Love you.
Good
Bye-bye.
night, darlings.
Good night now, Lisa. Thank you for the call. All right, that was Lisa from Connecticut. She lived 20 years down south, she said.
Yeah, down in the deep south. She lived down there. You can hear
Oh,
it in her
you
voice.
can tell. You can
Oh, yeah,
tell.
absolutely. And with no love whatsoever for the FEMA kind.
Well, I got to tell you right now, B, I think that's the person you should have asked about the cattle. You know what I mean? Things to that nature, because she lived deep.
No, they got the
deep
livestock
south,
now.
you know?
Yep.
Livestock. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. That went out of my head. I completely whoop. And we have another caller.
Hey, caller. Hey, caller, you're on the air with Politicking with Mr. B on the FFN network. Who are you and where are you calling from? Hello? I see you're still registering, caller. You're just not answering. It says Ernie Chappell. Do you know Ernie Chappell?
No.
Well, sorry, Ernie. We can't hear you right now. If you want to try back, go right ahead. All right, Ernie Chappell. That's what it says. So, all right. Ernie Chappell's gone.
Thank you for the call. Please call back.
Yeah,
Call
if
back
you can.
in.
Yeah. Well, we got a few minutes left on the show. And we'd like to stay here 24/7 with this, but unfortunately, we're not there.
Yeah.
And we can only report to you what information that we can find live. And again, I'd like to thank these storm chasers. Okay. It says, please do not track down, stalk, or even follow our chasers. Physically, please do follow on socials.
And by the way,
We
in
very
an
much.
aside,
Go ahead.
in an aside here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get back to the politicking aspect of this. For the last 2 years, I have been
He's mad about something.
I have been doing these programs, and for the last 2 years, I have been saying that these illegals that are coming in, these people that are getting in through the lines that are terrorists, extremists, they weren't only going to hit us in the big cities; they were going to try to hit us in the heartland. And where have we now discovered? And they've thankfully arrested before they could carry out the attack someone who had chosen to settle all the way down in where? Podunk, Oklahoma. I don't know if anybody had actually heard, but they actually arrested a fellow who apparently was trying to put together quite a coordinated terror attack that was supposed to be launched on when? Election Day here in the United States. You heard it from me, and nobody listened, and now it's there. They are here, and they're going to try to do it. And it's not going to be only in San Francisco or Dallas or Austin or Boston or Chicago. They're going to hit us anywhere and everywhere they possibly can to make us feel that no matter where we are, no place is safe. And you know what? That's exactly right. No matter where we are, no place in America is safe. We must always be aware. We must always remain vigilant. Extremist terrorists are here, ladies and gentlemen, and they are going to try like hell to interrupt our American way of life, and we can't let it happen. Keep your eyes and your ears open, and if you see something, say something. That needed to be said. Mr. Blazeman, do you have anything to add to that? Well,
What's that be?
I said, do you have anything more to add to what I just said?
No, but I'm sorry. I've been busy doing other stuff over here.
Yeah, I figure you're wheeling and dealing and got the wheels churning and so forth, and you are the magic behind the madness that is going on here this evening. And we thank you very much for it. And get a look at what's going on the screens now that the 4-split screen. Wow. I mean, the water level, look at the water level that has come up since we first started watching that screen. Look how high the flooding is now on that building. Amazing. Amazing. And it's just going to keep getting worse. These people, fortunately, are able to keep driving by, but, well, we don't know where they're going now. Wow. Wow. I know I wouldn't want to be that insurance company. I feel for these people. Truly do. It's amazing. And if anything, this goes to prove that anything built by man can be overcome by nature. We have a few minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. 508-974-4231. If you want to give a call in to the show, if you've got a report, or if you want to use us as a vehicle to notify some friends that you have, to let them know that you are well, you're safe, or maybe make a request that you may need some help, give a call. 508-974-4231. We're on 10 or so, I don't know exactly how many now, platforms, and we are on radio, which is being broadcast over the internet around the world. I'm Mr. B. This is Politicking with Mr. B, along with my engineer, Blazeman, who's doing an awful lot of work. And what do we have here?
Thanks for checking in. It's your Tropics update from the WHAS 11 Weather Impact Team. Milton, now a Category 4 hurricane. The update as of 1 p.m. Brings Milton moving northeast at 17 miles an hour and still wind of 145 miles an hour. So it's quickly moving to the north and east, which is good news. Let's hope that trend continues as we roll into the evening.
I just wanted to put that up there because when I was listening to this guy, he's like, "Oh, that's good news." None of this is good news, you fucking jerk off. I mean, what's good news is that? Oh, okay, so the house over here on this side might not get completely destroyed, but your house, well, fuck it. You know,
I suppose it's good news for Louisiana that's not getting hit.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, whatever. You have to find a silver lining in everything, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So all of these things being said, again, 508-974-4231. If you've got a comment you want to make, if you want to tell us something, maybe let us know what the conditions are like, exactly where you are, if you're in one of the affected areas of the current hurricane, or if you've got a quick story you want to let us know about what's going on, if you're in North Carolina and Georgia, and also one of the areas that have been poo-pooed upon by the FEMA people. All of those things having been said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a moment, please. I'm going to ask you all to bow your heads and pray with me now for the people that are currently lie under the threat of this storm. Father God, we come to you, we raise up to you the cause of the people that are in Florida that are beset and besieged now by this horrible storm that is coming in, the damages. We pray, Father God, that you watch over the people, that you protect them and guide them so that none are damaged, none are harmed, none are made ill, none are killed. We know and we understand that things must happen sometimes, and this is the way that it is. But Father God, we ask that you reach out to the people who may be suffering under this. Grant them comfort, grant them hope, and grant them that they may not lose their faith in you. Father God, we ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all very much for watching. This has been
to know about the impacts and wobbles even as the storm moves across the peninsula.
That's right. It's a big storm, and we know that it's made landfall right now. And really that core, JB, the eye wall that we've been talking about all evening long is battering the Tampa Bay area right now. Again, as we look at the wobble tracker with our Max Defender 8 radar, That core is showing up right over Tampa into St. Pete, Bradenton. That's our big concern right now. The strongest winds, some of the worst weather is occurring right now through the heart of the Bay Area. Now, the storm did make landfall.
It's all over
to
Tampa.
Our south, as we mentioned,
Look at
in
that,
Siesta
right there.
Key.
Boom.
Wind gusts
Right
93 miles per hour. Now the winds are onshore, and the big concern will be storm surge now that we have that landfall point.
That
and
eye
all the way
wall
down
is
the
right
coastline.
there.
So Venice, all the way down towards Inglewood, dealing with this water level rise.
Right
So
here
it's
is the eye.
it's about the wind and the surge in our southern communities. And then the forward side of the storm, there is a lot of concern for
Okay,
flooding.
B,
We're expecting.
go ahead and do your thing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the hour is getting a little bit late. It's time for me to turn into a pumpkin. And I wanted to say thank you very much for watching. Please, by all means, if you have some comments, send them to us. You can write in ffnnetwork9@gmail.com. We're more than happy to hear what you have to say. Watch us. Tune in. Follow the link that Blazeman had put up. Tune in and find out what other program we've got coming on the FFN Radio Network. Check out the FFN Radio page. Check us out on Facebook. Look for ffnradionetwork.com. And certainly hope that you'll be able to tune in again, and we'll see you again next week. For the Blazeman, and for Politicking with Mr. B, I am Mr. B, Jeff Betterny from Epping, New Hampshire. We thank you very much, and we will see you again next week. Have a good night.
You have just watched an FFN Network production.